Hey everybody, welcome to Southern Gmore Gals. In my video today, we're taking some Dollar Tree items and upscaling these into some high-end Christmas decorations. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I love taking Dollar Tree items and making them over, making them unique and making them my own. I love this ornament. I think it's really pretty. I don't really like the way this little center rhinestone piece thing looks here. So all I'm going to do is I just pop that out of there. It's just glued in with some glue, so it came out really easy. And if you saw my last video, I had originally planned to buy just ornaments from the Dollar Tree and make them over, but I got a couple different things in this video, but everything coordinates with the items that I made from my 5 Under 5 Christmas DIY. So if you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out. You'll see some of the things I made in that video at the end of this one, just so you can see everything together. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut off the little flower points or the little petals that are the smaller ones that are on the inside, and we're just going to leave the large ones on the outside. And these are easy to cut just with a little basic pair of scissors. And I'm really liking the way that the buffalo plaid looks with the Christmas colors, the green and the red. So that's what we're going to do with this ornament. I have some of this plaid vinyl from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to trace an outline here of the petals and cut these out. Then we're going to attach these, and we're going to put a little bit of hot glue just to make sure they adhere really good to these petals. And this is all really simple. Anybody can do this. I hope I'm making it easy for everybody as you're watching and following along. So I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue around the edge. And then the vinyl's sticky, so it'll stick here, but I want a little bit of glue just to kind of give it that double secure hold here on these petals. Then I'm going to flip it over and put a little bit more glue, and I'm going to flatten the petal down to make it a little bit flatter here. And then you may have to cut a little bit around if you got a little bit of excess. I had to cut a couple of the petals out a little bit closer, but I don't want any of that petal to show through underneath. And there you can see, once I got the vinyl all the way around, looks like a nice little poinsettia almost, doesn't it? A little snowflake and poinsettia mix here. And I'm going to attach it the same way that it was. I'm going to put some hot glue there and just kind of push it in, hold it for a few seconds, and I'm going to put some more glue around the back and kind of mash it down and hold it in place until the glue dries. And I feel like Dollar Tree has some nice little rustic ornaments. Sometimes they just look really, really basic. I think you could kind of just add in a little bit, kind of really gives them a different look. So that's really what I'm trying to do in my video today, just to make them a little bit more me or a little bit more unique. Now I wanted a little bit of the red berries and kind of the classic evergreens here in the center. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking some of those little frosted berries. I popped a couple of these off. I'm going to glue them around in the center, and then I have a little piece of greenery that I purchased from the Dollar Tree. It also has a little bit of frosting on it, and I'm going to just cut some pieces of that and glue those in the center. So I have to confess, I don't have my Christmas tree up. That's not coming up till Thanksgiving week. So I wanted this to be hanging on a tree though. So of course, Hurricane Nicole is like moving up our way here tonight. So it's very breezy outside and everything's wanting to blow around. But here's my little ornament. I'm going to get it turned around here so you can see it good. I think this looks beautiful. I love the nice rustic farmhouse look that it looks now. I think it looks much better than that ugly kind of little poinsettia kind of flower thing that was there with that rhinestone. I really did not like that rhinestone. Let me know what you guys think. If you're liking this ornament and liking my video, definitely gives me a thumbs up, and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And I really like this little lantern here that I'm going to use for my next DIY from the Dollar Tree. I just don't like that little speckled stuff they have all over it. I don't really like the way that looks. And this will actually, it does light up, and it will actually pop apart pretty easy. It has some wood or some hot glue on the bottom, and you'll just have to scrape that off and then just pop it apart. And it didn't go back together as easy as I thought it would here at the end. I did have to glue it again to get it to go together, but this will pop apart. It has a little bit of a screen inside that will come out. I like the way the screen looks, so I'm going to save that and put that back in once I paint this, but I'm just going to give this a fresh coat of paint. I have my men here love to hunt, so we have lots of deer in our living room. So this is a great matchup, I think. Or this could even be put out, even year round if you like deer. It's got a nice rustic look. Or if you've got a big tree, you could even use this as an ornament. So I thought this was a really cool piece at the Dollar Tree. I think some of them were red maybe, or some different colors, but we're going to paint this just an ivory shade of Waverly chalk paint and get rid of that speckled look. And I do put 2 coats of paint on here. They were a little bit darker, I guess, the speckling, than I kind of thought that they were, because I did have to go back. I'm painting on the inside and the outside, and I do put a nice 2 coats all over this. I try to do the base as good as I can. I try to avoid the actual little bitty light bulb that's in there, so just be careful with that part. And once I've got my lantern back together here, it didn't pop completely back into place. So I did use a glue gun and just kind of held it in place where I wanted it to glue it back together. I was afraid it might break if I pushed it too hard to try to get it to actually pop back in those grooves, but a glue gun will hold it back in place. And these little pine cones that I'm going to fix on the top, they came off of another DIY that I have in here, the little red bucket. They were in that piece. That one came from Dollar General. So I'm going to glue these onto the top. I'm taking again a couple of those little red berries and a little pieces of evergreen. And I'm showing you with the lights dim, because once the lights are bright, you can't really tell that it's lit up, but it does light up, and that little screen gives it kind of a little sparkly or speckled effect inside. It's really a beautiful piece. Would even look pretty to be hanging on a tree. And it matches great with the reindeer that I made in my previous video. So I have those both here. There's one beside of it, and then the taller one is back behind it. And this is a little bucket I found from the Dollar General. It just has that little foam ball down on the inside and just one little sprig of greenery, but it needs to be fuller. So that's all I'm doing with this one. Just a really simple makeover, but giving it a much higher end look than just that little basic sprig that's in there. And I'm just using some of the Dollar Tree greenery and berries. I have the little candy cane piece that comes out of one of my other DIYs here in my video. I just painted it and popped it down in there, and isn't this really cute? So for my next DIY, this ornament's from the Dollar Tree, and all it has is on the back there, it has that picture, and right on the top, it had a couple little floor things that I'd already popped off of here. And I'm going to make a little snowman in here, and he is so cute. So stay tuned and see what he turns out like. So I'm going to use some of that vinyl again. These are some little wooden rings that I found from the Dollar Tree. I'm just using one of these kind of as my stencil or as my guide. I'm going to trace around the outside of the circle for the bottom part of my snowman, and then I'm going to trace around the inside for the head. And that was just slightly small, so you can see there I cut it out just a little bit bigger for its head. When I traced on the inside, that was just a little bit smaller than I wanted it to be. And doesn't he look cute? Isn't that sweet for a snowman? And this is vinyl, so it's sticky on the back side. You could add some Mod Podge or some glue if you like to make him stick, if you're a little bit more comfortable with making him a little bit more secure. I love making my own ornaments. I think they, I really enjoy going through my Christmas stuff every year and getting out things that we've made or that my kids have made. I think those are much more special ornaments than ones that you buy in the store. Now for his top hat, I'm just taking a little bit thicker piece of paper here. This came from one of those packs of different colored papers from the Dollar Tree. I just traced out a hat, and then I just took some apple barrel black paint and painted it black. I had to paint it twice. I'm just going to glue that down with just a small amount of glue from my glue gun. I'm taking some red plaid ribbon, and I'm cutting out it like a little liner across the hat and a scarf, and then we're going to add a couple more little berry and floral pieces here to just finish off my snowman. Now it's kind of hard to see, but right in the top there are two little holes there where he had a hanger. So I'm just taking some twine, I'm wrapping around my fingers there and then tying it to make a nice kind of thick bow or several layers with the bow here out of the twine. I'm going to, there you can see I made a little hanger there. I glued that in place, and then I'm going to glue the little bow there on top. I'm going to take a couple more little berries and a couple little sprigs of the greenery and glue that in place here. So these last two are just for fun, just to show you how I can make some of these Dollar Tree things over. The little candy canes there I used on that little bucket DIY. I'm going to use the back three trees here. I'm painting these an off-white, a bright white, and then a celery shade of chalk paint. Then I'm going to use one of the little red farm trucks. I actually had this one left from the fall, and I'm just hot gluing a little Christmas tree there. But they do have some for sale in the store with the little trees on the back. I actually painted those little trucks. I went over those a little bit more with some paint. If you watch my fall DIY video, it has those little trucks where I painted those over in. And this has some little grooves on it, so the trees just slide back in the grooves, and then I just hot glued the little truck there right in place. I think that turned out really sweet. Let me know what you think about that one. And here is another little wooden piece from the Dollar Tree. I'm just popping that apart. I'm going to hand sand it just a little bit to remove some of that glitter. You'll have to give this a couple shades or a couple coats of paint. I've had to paint over this about twice just to get it nice and covered. But no worries, because once you've got that painted over about 2 times, you can use some of the antique wax or the white wax to try to help cover up some of that wording there and some of those really dark lines that they have. But they're good to kind of give you a scale as you're painting this. I hope everybody's enjoyed my video today. If you're new here to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. If you're returning, I want to thank you so much for watching my videos. I hope you'll give me a like and a comment, so that really helps out my channel. Our Third Thursday Thrift Flips is on Thursday, so definitely come back for that. And if you're looking for some other Christmas inspiration, I have lots of Christmas DIY videos out. I also have a couple fall videos out, and I've used a straw hat to make a turkey wreath. If you haven't seen that one, that's probably something you haven't seen, so definitely check that video out. And I just am going to hot glue this onto it. It has its own little stand. I just glued that back in place. And he looks really cute too. Goes great with some of the other DIYs here that I've made. That was a little barn from the last DIY. And here's everything together. Everything has that nice little farmhouse rustic Christmas vibe going on. So thanks everybody for watching. I hope everybody has a great rest of your day.